Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to demystify a massive structural mistake that, honestly, the vast majority of websites are making right now. It might seem like this tiny behind-the-scenes detail, but fixing it creates the absolute perfect blueprint for both your human readers and modern AI search engines. We're talking about header tags.
To really grasp why this matters, I want you to picture something. Imagine opening up a massive 500-page book. You flip to the first page, and there are no chapter titles, no headings, literally no sections at all. Just one giant, endless block of text from cover to cover. Let me ask you, would you read it? Probably not, right? Your eyes would just glaze over and you'd put it right back on the shelf. It's just way too overwhelming.
Well, just like a human reader gets incredibly frustrated and immediately gives up on a giant wall of text, search engines face the exact same problem. When Google's web crawler lands on a totally unstructured web page, it gets equally confused. It has no idea where the important ideas start or end. Without that structural guidance, both humans and algorithms are left completely lost in the dark.
And that is exactly where header tags come to the rescue. These are essential HTML elements, ranging from H1 all the way down to H6, and they exist for one main reason: to organize your content logically. Now, a lot of people out there think these tags are just some quick way to make font sizes larger or bolder. That is a huge misconception. Header tags are the fundamental blueprint of your web page.
Section 1. Decoding the heading hierarchy. Let's break this down.
The absolute easiest way to understand this hierarchy is to treat your web page exactly like a book. The H1 tag, that's the main title on the cover. It tells everyone what the entire book is about. Moving down, your H2 tags are your broad chapters, the major sections breaking up the text. And then your H3 tags are the specific detailed subsections nested inside those chapters. It's a perfect, logical cascade.
Let's zoom in on that H1 tag first, because it's the anchor of your page. If you're writing an article about enterprise resource planning, your H1 might be something like Manufacturing ERP, the complete guide for modern manufacturers. It directly tells visitors and Google, hey, this is what this page is about. And here is a crucial rule you have to remember. There should generally be only one clear H1 per page, representing that primary topic.
Now, once you have your title, you can't just write endlessly. You have to divide your long article into sections. Those are your H2 headings. You'd introduce major topics like, what is manufacturing ERP? Benefits, features, implementation, and pricing. Every single H2 introduces a major shift in the conversation to both Google and your reader.
And this hierarchy naturally builds on itself. When you need to break down an H2 further, that's when you use H3s. Say our H2 is benefits of manufacturing ERP. We don't just list them all out in a massive paragraph. Instead, we use H3 headings for the supporting details: improved inventory control, better production planning, and real-time reporting. The H3s provide necessary organized structure directly beneath the H2. So, you might be wondering about the rest, H4, H5, and H6. Honestly, these tags are rarely needed for standard blog posts or articles. They're basically reserved for highly detailed, deeply nested content. Think technical documentation, massive knowledge bases, or software manuals. The goal here isn't to use every single level just because they exist in HTML. The real goal is to create a logical hierarchy that actually fits your content.
Section 2. Why search engines care. Let's decode Google.
Remember, Google doesn't read a page the way a human does. It analyzes patterns and looks for signals to understand context. Header tags directly tell Google exactly what the page is about, which sections hold the most weight, and precisely how all your ideas relate to one another. A well-structured page is just dramatically easier for Google to crawl and interpret. Okay, I want to pause here and bluntly bust the biggest myth in SEO right now. Using H1, H2, and H3 tags alone will not magically move your page to the first position on Google. Let me be perfectly clear. Header tags are not some magic ranking shortcut. You can't just slop a few H2s on a terrible article and expect it to go viral.
So, if they aren't a direct ranking shortcut, what do they actually do? Well, they indirectly support strong SEO by providing a significantly better user experience. They improve readability, which naturally increases the time users actually spend on your page, your dwell time. Plus, this clear structure greatly increases your chances of triggering featured snippets on Google and being cited in AI-generated summaries.
Section 3. The biggest formatting mistakes. Here's what you absolutely need to avoid.
Let's rapid fire through the biggest pitfalls people fall into. Number 1, using multiple completely unrelated H1 tags on a single page.
Number 2, skipping levels entirely, like jumping from an H1 straight down to an H4. Number 3, using heading tags purely for styling because you just want a larger font. And finally, stuffing every single heading full of keywords. Guys, we aren't in 2005 anymore. Headings are for structure first and SEO second. These mistakes just make your content harder for everyone to understand.
Section 4. The blueprint in action. Let's look at a practical example.
Let's say you're writing an article called Cheap ERP versus Manufacturing ERP. Step 1, that's your H1 title. Step 2 introduces a major chapter, an H2 called The Hidden Costs. Steps 3 and 4 dive into the details of those costs using H3s, customization costs, and third-party software. Then for step 5, we pop back out to an H2 for the next major chapter, how to choose the right ERP. Notice how beautifully each heading naturally supports the broader topic above it. That is exactly what Google wants to see.
Section 5. Writing for humans and AI.
Let's talk about the modern search landscape.
Today, search engines are changing fundamentally. Platforms like Google, AI Overviews, ChatGPT, Gemini, and Perplexity, they all heavily rely on well-structured content. Clear H1, H2, and H3 tags make it drastically easier for these modern AI systems to identify your key topics, summarize answers, and extract the most useful information. Basically, if your structure is a mess, AI simply won't use your content to answer user queries. It's that simple.
So let's summarize the absolute best practices you should take away from this explainer. Keep your headings highly descriptive. Use your primary keyword naturally in your H1, and sprinkle related keywords into your H2s and H3s only where they actually make sense. Use your headings to answer real questions people have. Maintain a clear step-by-step hierarchy. And above all else, write for people first. Search engines are getting smarter every single day, and they increasingly reward content that is genuinely helpful to humans.
I want to leave you with a final provocative thought. Consider this the ultimate litmus test for your writing. The next time you publish a post, read only the headings, literally just the H1, H2s, and H3s. If someone only read those headings, would they completely understand what the page is about? If the answer is yes, you are brilliantly building content exactly the way both humans and search engines prefer. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and I'll see you next time.